channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and you guys can leave me video suggestions in the comment and I will do them. As you guys read by the title, today I'm going to be doing a video about how it was to actually be 21 and pregnant and 21 having a baby. So something I just want to touch on, like, everything that I felt. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna go through, I made a list on my phone of some of the things that I remember from some of the things I just want to touch on. Okay, so first thing is being 21 and pregnant. My birthday is February 1st. I got pregnant like the beginning, or no. My birthday is February 1st. I got pregnant at the end of March. Literally only 21 for like a month, almost 2 months, but literally just a month. And I got pregnant. So you know, when you turn 21, you're just not allowed to legally drink. You get to slap your freaking ID down and stuff. I didn't get to do none of that. I don't even think I used my ID one time after being 21. Like, not once. Nope. As soon as I was 21, I was pregnant. So that was already like, damn. Like, as soon as I turn 21, I don't get to turn up or nothing. Like, I'm pregnant, I can't have fun. Not saying that you need to drink to have fun, but like, that's one of the things that I was looking forward to, being able to legally have fun. Okay, so another thing is, I know in the other video, like I told you, I didn't miss out on a lot of stuff because I still did stuff even though I was pregnant, but I couldn't have the same fun that everybody else was having. Like, everybody else, you know, drinking margaritas and stuff. I couldn't do none of that. Like, when I did go out with my cousins, I would get virgin drinks, which is fine, but it's still not the same. You know, but I didn't want to miss out on everything, but I did miss out on that. Like, I didn't get to drink or nothing. I didn't get to have margaritas. You know, I had to watch the stuff that I couldn't do everything that they did because I had to watch, like, the baby in my stomach and stuff. So I couldn't just be all free and careless. Mind you, I'm 21 in college. So, you know, I was, like, after I found out I was pregnant, it was just a whole switch. Like, I couldn't be careless anymore. You know, I had to think about not only myself, but the baby too. So, but, like, after a few months of being pregnant, I had stopped going out. Like, I would go out, I would go to little parties and stuff. But once I started feeling the baby move, like, going out just made me uncomfortable because I felt like I was putting the baby in danger. Even though I know I wasn't, like, you can still go out and have fun and the baby won't be in danger. But me personally, it was just like, I feel him moving. It's like, I know I'm pregnant. Before it was like, I know I'm pregnant, but like, really feeling him move, it was just like, oh no, like, I'm pregnant. Like, it made me uncomfortable to go out. I don't know. It felt like I should have just been like sitting in the house. Even though you don't have to. It just made me more comfortable just feeling him move. I didn't want anybody to accidentally bump my stomach or anything. So I was just like, I'm just going to stay in the house and do, like, you know, daytime outside activities, stuff like that. You know, I went to Miami when I was pregnant, and I didn't get to, it was fun. Like, I had a lot of fun, but I didn't have the same fun as everybody else. Like I said before, you know, when you go to Miami, it's time to turn up. Like, it's time to drink, it's time to get bottles, like, it's time to go out to the club and everything. And I didn't get to drink or nothing. I mean, I had virgin drinks, I ate, but when I was pregnant, food wasn't super serious to me, so like, eating there didn't really matter to me. It was fun, but I definitely want to go back when I'm not pregnant, so that I can get like the full 100% vibe of just being young and turned in Miami. Like, I didn't get that. It was like, I was young, I was a little turned, but I was pregnant, so it wasn't like the full-blown 100% of like a fun ass trip. Like, so I need to run that shit back. That's one thing I didn't like. Let's see, another thing about being 21 and pregnant is I was super moody. Like, if anybody that knows me, they know I'm not no bitch for real. Like, I'm usually so nice, but when I was pregnant, like, I was such a bitch. Like, I was just so mean. Not mean, but like, everything, it was just like everything pissed me off. I don't know why, but everything and everybody just pissed me off. Like, my temper was so short when I was pregnant, and I'm sure that's like the hormones and shit. I was just not used to that, so I'm like, I had to get used to, I had to try to train myself to be nicer, because I was a complete bitch. Like, yeah. I was going to read this, y'all, but I'm going to go back to it, but it's some things I just want to talk about. But, like, another thing with being 21 and pregnant and in college, like, before I got pregnant and before COVID fucked up everything, I was going to, like, every college event, you know, talent shows, all that shit. But when I was pregnant, I didn't want to do none of that. Like, I would walk, I still had on-campus classes, so I would walk to class and I would go right home. And usually before I got pregnant, I would stay at the library. You know, I would do all my homework there. I would chill in the student union sometimes with my family. You know, like I would just vibe with college. But once I got pregnant, and also the vibe of college was just ass because of COVID. But I still like had no desire to be on campus doing homework. Like as soon as I got done with class, I could not wait to go back home. Like being pregnant on campus, I don't know. I can't really say because for me it was after COVID, so campus was just ass anyway. Because even before I got pregnant, I still didn't want to be on campus because it just wasn't fun. But when I was pregnant, I couldn't wait to go home. Like campus was the last place I wanted to be, but I wasn't going to stop going to school just because I got pregnant. Because being pregnant don't got shit to going to school. You can still go to school and be pregnant and go to work. Because I was still working. I was 21, working, pregnant, and going to school. Like I did all that. And I was living alone, so I had to pay bills, so I didn't have a choice but to work. I was living on a college campus too. So once I got pregnant, I was already gonna move out, but like once I got pregnant, it was like, yeah, I'm for sure moving out. Like I'm not about to stay on a college campus and I'm pregnant. Like that's not a vibe. So you know, my dad got me a house to live in. So now I just live by myself. So you know, I still had to work because I was still living alone. So I still had bills I had to pay. I literally worked all the way up until a week before I gave birth. I worked till December 5th. And I gave birth on the 16th. I was due on the 14th, but you know. So I worked all the way up until damn near I gave birth. Like I worked every single day and I saved my money. Like I paid my bills, and you know when you're pregnant, you don't really go out as much because there's not really much for a pregnant person to be doing. So you know when I did go places, it was just like little places like little Mexican restaurants with my cousins and stuff, and that's not a lot of money. So I really was able to save a lot of money when I was pregnant. So, you know, I just stacked. So, all I did was fucking work, go to school, chill with my family sometimes, and then stack my money. Like, that was literally my whole 21st year of life. Like, I was just, it was like I was already in mommy mode, even though I didn't have him till December. Like, my whole 21 year of life was just mommy mode. I gotta handle my business. I gotta get my shit, like, not gotta get my shit together because it was already together, but like, I gotta keep my shit together. I can't fuck up now. So, you know, it went from 21, you're not a kid, but it went from being loose and, you know, just having the time of my life to, like, everything's so serious now. Like I gotta make plans. I have to go to work. I have to finish school. Like, and another thing, I was trying to buy a car. So I was saving up for a car, too, because I'm like, the car I had, I got it for graduation. But y'all know, I mean, I graduated years ago. So my car, it was time for a new one. And I'm like, I'm not putting my baby in this car. So I worked my ass off to save money to buy a car. And my dad kept going with me, and I finally found a car right before I gave birth. I found a car in November, and I gave birth in December, and I was so fucking happy because that was one of my goals before I had him, was to get a new car, because there was no way I was putting my baby in a car. Like, I just felt like it was not safe. But another thing with being 21 and pregnant is maternity clothes. Like, I had a hard time. Like, first of all, I didn't start showing till I was like 4, damn near 5 months. When I did show, my stomach didn't get big, for real. But towards the end of my pregnancy, like the end of October, like kind of around this time, because right now it's the 26th. So around this time, my stomach started getting bigger. And I started not being able to fit clothes. And I'm just like, I'm not buying maternity clothes. If y'all look, the maternity clothes are so fucking ugly. The maternity clothes are so fucking ugly. Like, that's like the ugliest shit in the world. Like, I hated every maternity clothes that I look at. So I wasn't having it. I didn't buy maternity clothes at all. I don't have one piece of maternity clothes. I would just buy bigger sizes. Maternity clothes are so ugly, and I just wore dresses pretty much all the time. But another thing with being 21 and pregnant is all of my life I've been skinny. Like, I've been small. Right now I'm smaller than I was before I got pregnant. So I lost a lot of weight. But even before that, I was getting a little thick. But I was not prepared for all the weight that I did gain when I was pregnant. I wasn't huge, but I was bigger than I ever been in my life. And like, my stomach was just heavy. Like, everything was just heavy, and I was not used to that. Like, I really had to get used to that. And my face was just so fat, and I had to get used to that. And I'm so used to being young, turned 21, you know, just skinny. And then October, my face fucking big as fuck, because it's just fat, just swollen from being pregnant. My feet swollen, so I can't fit some of my shoes. The clothes were ass, so I had to wear dresses all the time. Like, I had to really get comfortable with being pregnant, because I just was not used to none of that shit, especially being 21. Like, that's young for real. It's not super young where you shouldn't be having no kid, but it's young and it was a lot to adjust to. What the fuck? Hardest part about having a baby at 21. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like this was like thinking back, like my baby is 10 months, he's about to be 11 months. The hardest part, dead ass, was breastfeeding. I hated it. Like I hated every single moment of breastfeeding. I don't know if it's because I'm 21 or I was 21 and I'm just so young, so I was just like, I don't want to do this shit or what. I hated it. Honestly, I can't picture myself ever breastfeeding again. Like, that was the worst shit I ever did in my life. I did it for 6 months. I did it all the way till he was 6 months. And I hated every single moment of it. Like, when I had him at the hospital, I wasn't producing milk, so, you know, I had to make myself produce or whatever. And I wish I didn't. Like, I did not like the shit. Like, if I ever have another kid, or not if I ever, whenever I have another kid, I'm gonna pump and feed. I still do want them to have the nutrients of breast milk because I do feel like it's healthier than formula. But I'm gonna pump. I never want to latch again. Like, I never want to do that shit again. Like, I hated every single moment of it. I could not wait to stop. I could not wait till he was 6 months, and I'm so thankful that it was so easy to get him off of breastfeeding. Like, it was not hard at all. Like, that was the easiest process. And I could do a whole little how I did that, but that was so easy. And I thank God, because that was the worst part about being 21 with a baby. Literally the worst part. And another thing is, I just feel like being so young and not planning a pregnancy, like my whole life, you know, I had this thought of how I wanted my first pregnancy to go. You know, obviously I wanted a husband and I wanted this to be our first kid, and my shit didn't go nothing like that at all. I wanted like that moment to just be that, and we're together, you know, we're a family reunion and a unit. My situation was nothing like that at all. Like, and I just feel, me personally, I feel like you should plan a pregnancy. And I feel like if you do have a kid, it should be with somebody that you genuinely love, somebody that you're with, somebody that you really plan on spending the rest of your life with, because having a baby and not like having that it's not it. Like, a lot of time when I was pregnant, me personally, I didn't give a fuck. But I do know, like, I spent a lot of my nights alone by choice. You know, I didn't want to stay night with nobody. Like, I wanted to be by myself. But now, like, if I have another kid, like, I want my dude there. Like, I want my dude there every night. I want my dude there at my fucking hands and feet. Like, I want him to be getting my every single need. Like, and I didn't have that when I was pregnant. Like, next time I get pregnant, like, I do want to go on dates and shit. I want to have fun. Because honestly, I probably wouldn't have gave a fuck about not being able to go out and shit if I had a dude there and we were doing stuff. You know, if we were going on dates, if we were having fun together. When I was pregnant, I didn't have none of that shit. Like, I was pushed to the curb, basically. Like, I didn't have fun at all. Like, I had fun with my family, but as far as having fun with the dude, it wasn't it. So, I know for sure my next pregnancy, now that I'm a little older, I mean, I'm only 22, but still, like, looking back, I'm glad I went through that. I know I'm never doing that again. Even now, like, my son's dad is the best dad in the entire world. Like, hands down, I'm thankful that he's the father of my child. Like, he is the best. But we aren't together, so we do co-parent, and I don't mind it because our co-parenting is really easy. You know, he makes shit easy. We got good communication for the most part, you know, and it's really 50-50 with Carter, and I just love that shit so much. But I don't want that for my next kid. I want my next kid and Carter, you know, I want it to be a unit. I want everyone to be in the house together. While I do enjoy co-parenting, because I do get my few days off, and I do get a break from being a mom, so I can, when I am being a mom, I'm 100%. I still wouldn't choose that for my next child. Like, my next child, I want it to be in the house. You know, I want to be a little older when I have my next kid too. I want to be either engaged or already married. Like I want it to be that. I want to have a husband. I want to have fun when I'm pregnant. You know, I want to do the whole photo shoots and shit. And I really want it to be with somebody who I'm like really like with. Like, I want somebody who is with me how I'm with them. You know, I could have had that when I was pregnant, but there was so much shit happening, like, it just didn't turn out like that. But I know for sure my next kid, like, I want that. Like, and, you know, that's one thing I'm thankful about being 21 or being 22 and having a kid, because I am noticing that right now rather than being older and going through the situation. I'd rather go through this situation now while I'm younger than get older and realize like, oh no, like this not it. Because before, you know, I didn't think too much about, you know, people would just being single. Because I'm not a single parent because I still have help, but I am a single. I'm single and I have a kid. Which is not really a vibe, you know, like, especially now, like, I'm 22. And I am the only young person I know with a child. Not that I know other people, but I'm the only one close that I'm close with. I'm the only one around. I can't fucking talk. I'm the only one out of all the people that I'm close to. I'm the youngest one. Oh, another thing is I was the only one pregnant when I was pregnant. And I hated that. I hated that for myself so much. I was literally the only one pregnant. Like, everybody else in my family be pregnant with somebody, but I was pregnant by myself, and I didn't like that. Like, that was one thing I hated. That and breastfeeding. I hated being the only one pregnant. Because everybody understands, but not everybody understands. Like, I was just there by myself. Like, shit that I couldn't do, everybody else got to do. And there was nobody there that couldn't do it with me. You know, because I was literally the only one pregnant. From the time I got pregnant to the time I had him, I was the only one. Like, it was not a vibe. Like, just being pregnant by yourself really not fun. So next time I do get pregnant, I'm gonna find me a pregnant mommy friend to like have fun and do shit with, because I feel like you do need that. While I still have my cousins and I did everything with them, it still wasn't the same because none of them are pregnant. Like, they all, like, yeah, they're just not pregnant. So I don't know, it's a difference. But what was I talking about? Another thing is, like, when you do have a kid so young, it makes you want things that people usually want when they're older now. Like, right now at 22, I feel like if I didn't have a kid, I would probably want to be young and turned. I probably want to be single. And I don't think I would even be thinking about a relationship, honestly. I think I would just really just be having fun, enjoying life, and really still learning myself. But now that I'm 22 and I have a kid, you know, I was forced to like kind of learn myself early before I had my son. And now I want a family, like I do. And I feel like I'm only 22, and a lot of 22-year-olds who don't have kids still don't want that. But me personally, like, I have a kid now. Like, I want to do festive, fun, family shit. Like, so now every time I do go into talking to a dude, I don't think like, oh, this is just something casual. Like, every time I do talk to a dude, my mind is like, now, like, is this somebody that I could potentially marry? Is this somebody that I could see myself spending the rest of my life with? Is this somebody that I would want another child with? Is this somebody that would be there for me at my hands and feet, like, when I need them, when I do have another child with them? Like, is this somebody that's gonna have my back regardless? Of somebody that's gonna give me 100%? Like, I don't want 50% of nobody. I want 100%, and I want to be able to give 100% to somebody. You know, and I feel like I'm just young, but like, I want that. Like, because a lot of people be like, well, you're so young, you know, you still have a lot of life, you know, you don't have to settle down yet. But like, I want to. Like, I have a baby now. Like, everything in my life, I feel like it's serious. Not serious to where I can have fun, but like serious in an aspect of I don't have time to be wasted on relationships. Like, I don't have time to be dating around and then be meaningless. Like, I have a child now. I don't want to bring everybody around my baby. I don't want my son to see me with a bunch of different niggas trying to figure out who's gonna be his stepdad. Like, I don't want that shit, and I'm not about to have that shit. Like, now when I am dating, you know, nobody really comes around my son. There's only been one person around him. And even that situation didn't even work out. So now it's like, I don't want nobody around him. Like, I'll never bring somebody around my son until I know we're 100% that. Because even though my son's a baby, he don't remember shit. It's like, I don't want nobody even around my son if this is not about to be that. Like, I feel like you wasting my time, and you around my most prized possession, and you know you wasting my time. Like, I don't like that shit. So like, that's another thing. Like, being young and trying to date with a kid, it's like, I don't want nobody around my son. So if I don't have a babysitter, I can't go. You know, I can't just get up and leave and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this. The thing I've hated about being 21 and pregnant is me having to give birth just because COVID, so I had to do it by myself. And I was 21, I didn't know shit about shit. So that was terrifying to me. But I got through it, so. I don't know. I didn't really have a direction with this video. It's just all the spill about how I felt about basically basically being a mom so far. Oh my god, another thing I went through is after I had him, like, I don't know why, but something in my brain was just like, I gotta dress modest. Like, I can't dress how I dressed before I had him, and I had to get out of that shit, and I'm so happy I did. Like, that was pathetic. Like, I feel like I had to dress like a mom. Like, bitch, you're 21. Dress like a slut. Like, I had to get back into that because I don't have to be no old ass bitch. I'm not no old ass bitch. Like, I'm young as fuck with a kid. So, like, I had to go back to being myself. Like, I'm still a badass bitch. I ain't got dressed like nobody old ass granny. My baby is, like, come on now. But being a mom is my favorite thing. And I used to think people was crazy when they used to say, like, being a mom is my favorite thing in life. I used to be like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? But I understand, like, it's genuinely my favorite thing. Like, I love just watching him grow. I love watching him accomplish all his milestones. I love watching him get excited when he does do something like that. It's my favorite thing in life. Like, I just love him so much. Like, that's my favorite person in the entire world, and I would not trade him for the world. Like, he's the biggest blessing. Even though being 21 and pregnant is not ideal because I feel like I didn't get to turn up being 21. Like, I would not trade that shit for the world like that. That is my favorite person. Like, I'm so excited to still see him, like, get through milestones. Like, I watched him crawl, and that was just so fucking exciting. He's starting to stand up now, so he'll be walking soon, and now he's about to be 1. It's like, where did all this time go? It's like, that year went by so fast, and during that year, I felt like I missed out on so much, but it went by so fast, and it's gone, and I'm 22, and I'm doing everything I thought I was missing out on, and it's not shit. Like, now I literally could do everything that I couldn't do when I was pregnant, and you feel like you're missing out on so much shit, but you really don't be missing out on shit because it don't be shit. Like, it don't even be shit to drink. Ooh, drink it. I do that now whenever the hell I want to. Like, ooh, it's so exciting. This is about to be a lot of editing because I was so fucking everywhere with this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.